Online business can be incredible. The ability to work from anywhere, live anywhere, and work on your own schedule is amazing. Well, this sounds like a perfect dream, right? That everything would be smooth and flawless and easygoing. Well, you'd be wrong if that's what you're thinking. Working in an office is a very, very different situation than working from home. It's not just as simple as plug and play, turn on your laptop, you're good to go. There's many different challenges. In an office, you have structure, accountability, and all these different things that at home, you just don't have. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 productivity tips and habits that I've built over the years working remotely. This is Colin from Thrive Themes, back with another video. And before we jump into the points here, I want to give you a little bit of background as to why I'm making this video. I've been working remotely since 2014, so over 5 years now. And actually quite a bit of the Thrive Themes team does work 100% remotely as well. Over these 5 years, I've developed quite a few habits and disciplines that have been honestly quite necessary. So I've worked both sides of the remote work, from living a pretty normal life, working from home, to traveling and being the digital nomad laptop lifestyle. And over the years, I've definitely learned a thing or two. So without further ado, let's dive into the tips. Point number 1 is to have dedicated workspaces. Now, for some of you, this may sound incredibly obvious, but let me tell you a story and give you some examples to help you kind of understand this point even better. I took the laptop lifestyle to the nth degree, like full on extreme, and it was amazing at first, but let me tell you what actually happened. I tried to work by the pools, by beaches, and in all these kind of obscure, exotic places you may see on Instagram and social media. Here's the problem. If you're sitting by a pool or on the beach, there's sand everywhere, the glare is terrible, it's hot, your computer gets hot. See where I'm going here? It's not as productive or efficient as you think. And this is coming from someone who loves to travel and be in tropical places. It doesn't really work out that well. What has worked the best, no matter where you are in the world, it could be at home, in a home office, it could be even, a co-working space you go to or anywhere, is having a dedicated workspace. Now, the ideal situation is to have one where when you go there, you're locked in. You don't go on the internet, you're not going on YouTube and Netflix and messing around on social media. You're locked in, you're in the zone. So it could be a chair, a couch, a desk, even the kitchen table. The point is you dedicate a place and you start training your brain to know that when it sits down or it stands at this place or it goes here, you're in work mode. You're not gonna get distracted. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna think about that. And you start building that habit and discipline in your own brain. What I personally do is have 2 dedicated workplaces. One is for creative tasks, like writing out these videos, could be marketing strategies or anything like that. And then I have a second space, which is for more of the mundane tasks, reviewing things, calls, meetings, things like that. If you can, I recommend doing that because it separates the creative from the more mundane, monotonous work. And the last thing I want to say on this is treat these places as sacred. It's so tempting and it's really easy to be sitting in your workspace you dedicated, and next thing you know, you're on YouTube or you're eating dinner there, or you're doing these things you probably shouldn't do. Try your best to avoid that so these places can be true workspaces. Point number 2, don't be afraid to use digital handcuffs. And this is by far one of the most effective ways to keep you productive because it gets rid of that procrastination vice. Everybody has one, whether it's Netflix, YouTube, ESPN, looking at fashion, everyone's got one. Don't worry, it's okay, you can stop it. And the way I did that was by using some simple tools here. Honestly, I felt like sometimes I had to block YouTube like my life depended on it. Some of you guys get sucked into Netflix. I could watch different YouTube channels about all different types of stuff for hours on end. And in order to block that, there are 2 awesome tools that can really help with this. And a third one, which is definitely not for the faint of heart. So the first one is for people who still need to use social media for maybe running ads, posting, or managing a group. And this would be what I call Newsfeed Eradicator. It's a Chrome extension, it's free. And what it does is just blocks the newsfeed so you don't get sucked into the mindless scrolling. And that one really helps a lot. The second Chrome extension I recommend is called Remove Recommendations. And this one is incredible for blocking YouTube. It can block everything from the home screen, the suggested videos, even the comments. So YouTube can still be live if you need it to access analytics, upload videos, or you can only use it as a search engine. So you don't get that rabbit hole effect that YouTube's built into the product. And those 2 Chrome extensions have saved me enormously. The third one, which is definitely not for the faint of heart, is a product called Self-Control. And as you can see here, you can load in different sites to it and you can set the timer between 1 hour and I believe 12 or 24 hours, one of those. And this one is ruthless. It doesn't matter what you do. Once you turn that on, you can turn the computer off, restart it, log out. It doesn't matter. You can't get back to that website. So don't put anything in there that you absolutely need in the next, 8 to 12 or 24 hours. But if you really have a problem with Netflix or social media, throw them in there, turn it on, and start building up the discipline. Point number 3, take actual breaks away from screens. So I can't stress this one enough. And I fell into this trap big time. I was 100% guilty on every single front. And most people who get started working remotely, and probably everyone watching this video, falls in this trap. You're working for maybe 30 minutes, an hour, 2, even 3+ hours straight. And your break is to watch a show or look at your phone or go on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. Now you may be thinking, okay, that's a break, I'm not working. I would argue that because you're just stimulating your dopamine. You're not letting anything actually take a breath, relax, just wind down a little bit and recharge. And that is so bad to get into that habit. And I'm guilty, don't worry, you're not alone here. And if you are, you can stop it. And the key is to put the devices down. What I like to do is use timers. So I use the Pomodoro method, pretty common method that a lot of productivity YouTubers and even productivity masters kind of talk about, where you work for 25 minutes, 5-minute break, repeat the cycle. You can do it for a couple hours and then take a longer break. During those breaks, move, do something. If it's a 5-minute break in between a Pomodoro session, do some squats, push-ups, anything. Just get moving and get away from your screens, your phone, your laptop, whatever. You gotta take a break. And when you do take an actual break, maybe 30 minutes or an hour, work out. You don't have to go train or go to the gym, just anything that gets you moving and wakes you up a little bit. Give your dopamine a break, give your eyes a break, and let yourself recharge. Point number 4, less often equals more. This is something I had to learn the hard way. When I first started working remotely, I was like, okay, I'm used to working about 8 hours a day, so if you take out the commute and all this other stuff, I've got about 10 hours of work. Wrong. It's actually the other way around. So let's think about it this way. When you're in the office and you have a bunch of coworkers, colleagues, a lunch break, meetings, this kind of stuff, your day is not just 8 hours of laser locked in work. You're gonna have breaks and conversations and laughing and conversation in general with just random colleagues and coworkers. You don't have that when you're working remotely. So 8 hours actually may feel like 10, 12, even more sometimes. So remember that less is more. If you can really work for about 4 to 6 hours of focused work remotely, that's productive. I guarantee you, if you're spending 4 hours plus locked in, looking at your screen and really focus on the work you're doing, you're being incredibly productive and your output is gonna be awesome. This is a fallacy that people fall into, that remote work means work more. No, less is more, and just hopefully try to let that one seep into your brain. Point number 5, when you're done, you're done. This is so important when working remotely. I fall into this now after 5+ years of working remotely, and it took me years to even kind of get out of this habit, is you feel like you're always working a little bit. And this is the biggest drawback that people that don't do remote work normally push back against, is that how do you know when you're offline? Someone could just call you or message you, or you get some kind of notification through your laptop or phone. And it's difficult and it's really hard to get used to at first. But you gotta adopt the mindset of when you're done for the day, you're done. You've gotta recharge. You gotta go actually live your life and not just be answering Slack messages or emails or all this kind of stuff all the time. You need to make sure that you unwind, you unplug, and you recharge for the next workday. Now, I'm guilty of it. You are, I still am all the time, and you're gonna be consistently until you kind of build a habit against this, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just be a little bit mindful. Try not to just reply back to messages or emails when you're eating dinner or you're out with your friends or you're just doing things you want to do in your life. Try not to work and try to unplug. It only makes you more productive and have better results and output when you are working. I love remote work, and I truly believe that it can be really beneficial for not only individuals, but companies as well. And now remote work isn't perfect. It definitely has a lot of positives if done right. So hopefully some of the tips in this video can help you be more productive while working from home, whether it's starting your online business, your remote job, or even a freelancing career. And this is just what I've learned over the past 5+ years of working remotely, of what it takes to actually succeed at it and enjoy it, and the pitfalls that you should try to avoid at all costs. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. any comment you have about this video, and most importantly, tell me what videos you want to see. I'm going to be reading all of the comments in this video. I want more topic ideas. Do you guys want to learn more about remote work, marketing, anything else related in that realm, and also more Thrive Themes tutorials? What tips do you guys want to see? What products do you want to see featured more here on the channel? All ideas are on the table. So just leave those comments down below and I'll make sure to reply and get back to as many as I can. As always, until next video, thanks for watching.